Well, good morning to everyone that's here live this morning. And if you are a senior officer and above this morning, we want you asking questions, chiming in, giving advice, because all of you have optimized at least two legs at least one time. And that's our goal for everybody is to build a walk away residual income. And this business model is quite simple. Two legs that what we call optimizing weekly is more than enough for most people to live a pretty nice life on. And then three, four, five, six, seven starts adding a whole lot more in. Today will not be a pay plan training. Today will be a how-to training. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, uh, if you'll take your time on this and maybe go back and rewatch it, what we're going to do today is lay out a format of how to do this. And for those that I've not met before, my name is Todd. And I always tell everybody, nobody grows up to do this. We all grow up. And after we grow up, we get in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and we look up one day and life is not delivering exactly what we thought, maybe when we were a kid, a teenager, or began our adult life, sometimes both physically and financially, meaning that we've let our body go a little bit and we want to do something about it. Or maybe we're not able to get out of debt. Maybe we're not living the dream life. Maybe we don't have enough time freedom. Maybe we're looking for a better retirement. Maybe we're looking for kids' education funds. Maybe we're looking for a career change. It could be a plethora of things. But for for us, we were looking for a way to keep a wife home with four children and not starve to death as a high school football coach. That was our interest into the industry. And we've now been able to do that for 20 plus years. We've had a residual income uh, without having to go to work on a daily basis to earn it. And we want everybody to have that, which is where we're going to begin because what I'm getting ready to go through does require energy, effort. I probably should put a disclaimer on this. We make no income claims. Everybody that joins here will get different results based upon their effort, their discipline over time, their ability to get good at it, maybe doing the fundamentals you're about to see. So, one thing I always share is that this is not easy, but it is worth it. And if you compare this to maybe like the real estate world, any new real estate agent knows the hardest part of being a real estate agent is the first couple of years until you start getting maybe some repeat buyers, you start learning the market, you just get better at it over time. But nonetheless, if you talk to a real estate agent that had been doing it for 20 or 25 years, the one thing that most of them have done to themselves is put on what I call the golden handcuffs, meaning they've built a pretty nice lifestyle and it's going to require them to go do the same thing next year to maintain it because there is no residual income associated with it. So when you look at our business model and what we're about to go through, understand the work is the same as a real estate agent, a car salesman, a small business owner. Like there's no shortcut on the work it takes to build a full-time income at this, not a part-time. Part-time, you can kind of play with this and start creating extra money. This particular video is being made for the people that want to build a full-time income from home with Partner Co. and your home-based business around the world. So I will tell you, although this requires the same time, effort, energy, grit, picking yourself off the ground on the bad days, all the thing, anything else in life would encounter. The difference is as you're building this, you're building a residual income, and at some point, it will continue on without you. And there's not an exact formula to that. It's sometimes hitting the right combination of people. Sometimes just over time, letting numbers take care of everything. It could be a plethora of things that makes this thing actually go without you at some point. But I will tell you it will. I watch it happen over and over and over again, not just in my personal business, but I watch it happen to a lot of other people's businesses. Okay, that being said, let's start here. It does not matter to me, nor does it matter, period, what you present with. But what we're going to be talking about today is how to build a big business. And you've got to have something that you can share this opportunity with in a formatted way. So I'm just going to share what I do. You do what you want to do. So this is what I use. It is the iPad 12.9 inch or the new one is the 13 inch. The amount of memory you need is completely up to you. You can do it on a 256 for what I'm going to show you today. And obviously memory is what adds a lot of expense to it. You can get a 12.9-inch iPad that's a couple of years old, but you will need just enough memory, which 256 is enough to store enough PowerPoints, or in Apple they call it Keynote. So why the iPad? I'm getting ready to show you the reasons why I choose this particular device. The next thing about it, once you get it, you will need to order what's called the Magic Keypad. I know there's a million cases, there's a million different things, but this keypad is a game changer because it turns it into a full-fledged computer. You actually don't even need a computer if you've got this now. You may want one because there are some things a computer will do, but this is so easy, as you're about to see, to build PowerPoints, to change pictures out, to share with the next person, to airdrop onto TVs. If you do carry an iPhone, you do not have to, but if you do, and you can obviously, when you build your keynotes, it'll be on your phone too. So if you don't have your iPad with you, because you built it on there, you've got it on your phone because of the iCloud, and you can impromptu do what you're about to learn how to do today, and that's present the business. Okay. So this is going to be a bit of a review, and then we're going to get into the how-to. So there are going to be two ways that you're going to build your business. One is the passive way, and the other is the non-passive, meaning you're actually physically waking up every day and going and building a business. I'm going to share the two different, how they're different in 1 second. But just know the passive way is to use our standardized system of growth to download boards. This is not a boards training, so if you don't know what that is, get with someone who does. They're going to upload our system. Our system calls for posting 2 times a day. So I always tell people, when you're looking at other successes, like this morning, you heard Kimberly Brecka, who just made senior officer, and congratulations to her. That is a minimum of a $2,500 paycheck for the week minimum, probably a lot more, but that's the least you can make and make senior officer. And I always say, don't compare her paycheck or her title to yours. Compare her activity. Go look at her Facebook. See what she's doing daily on her Facebook channel. But the minimum we tell everybody to do is post 2 times a day. You must work Messenger, meaning that when people respond, you don't want to be really very delayed in interacting with them. You're going to sell drops, and you can convert those drop customers to brand partners. And both of those are equally as important. So this training today will be more about the conversion than the selling, because on this one, we're talking about going full-time and building a residual income. You don't have to be very educated or good at this to sell drops and collect money on Venmo and send them out. You just have to respond and use our scripts. So that's a different training. I will add this in though. The ones that start learning how to do reels and stories and lives, it's not really learning it. It's actually just discipline to do it and overcoming your own fears of doing it. But I will tell you, the ones that do those things, they get more traction. I watch it all the time. And when people call and tell me my drop sales are not as good as they used to be or whatever it is, I go and look at their Facebook. First thing I do. And I call them right back and I say, I know why they're not as good. You don't do what you used to do. You've gotten off track. You've not been disciplined over time. You always hear on the passive side, the ladies especially that are good at this, they're always talking about adding 10 to 15 new friends a day. I think Facebook doesn't like you to add more than 10 to effectively building the algorithms, but you do 10 a day every day and it adds up over time. Join boosting groups. That's probably the number one thing I see. And for those of you that are in boosting groups, really help each other. And then plug your new reps that you do sign up into the IPA call, or put those new customers in customer groups. So this is it. Again, just a different looking page. Actually, I meant to talk from this page. I just have that one last thing on the bottom right that I did add this morning, and that is make sure you're getting your customers in Facebook groups. The ones that convert the best on the PowerPoints I'm about to show you in a second, they're always got their customers in the groups, and they're communicating with those customers daily or every other day minimum. Okay, so I'm going to show you my script. You do not have to use my script. There's a lot of good scripts out there. Anybody wants to throw their scripts in the chat as we're doing this, you're more than welcome to. I use this one exclusively. Why? Because I'm in the business of building a big business. That's what I want to do. So do I want to sell a box of drops? Of course I do, if I don't want to do the business. but I never want a customer over a brand partner. I want brand partners that creates the leverage effect that you've got to have to build a big residual income. So I will use the boards exactly like they are until I get the question, how much are the drops? So one thing I always share is I try to convert early and often. So my first attempt at converting is when they ask to buy the box the first time. And I will say, I retail them at 167, or you can do what I did and buy a virtual nutrition store for $29.99 and get them as low as $100 a box. I can also show you how to make money. That I've tweaked that a little bit over time, but that generally brings them to the three-way call or the Zoom I'm about to show you now. Because what they will then say is, how do I do that? And this is where you do not bite. When they say, how do you do that? That is when you say, when do you have 5 minutes? And you heard Susan, well, I think it was actually on Susan and Susan's team call Thursday night, but Susan Cameron really pointed out something very important is that you can invite to a Zoom, which is fine, but it's sometimes for a brand new person that you're trying to convert the first time and they've never done Zoom before, it's intimidating. So you can also, if they are an iPhone, you can say, how are you an iPhone? And if they are, you can FaceTime. And if you have the iPad I just showed you, when you FaceTime, you can share screen. You can do it from your phone. It's just a little bit harder to see if you're 55 like I am. But either one, you can FaceTime, share screen just like you're in a Zoom. You do not have to go to Zoom. If they're not an iPhone, just say, hey, are you on Messenger? And you can call them on Messenger video and you can share now on Messenger. So just know you can share screen on Messenger, FaceTime, or you can take them to a Zoom. Any of the three work. All right, the active approach, which is all going to require the same thing you're about to see, and that is the 10-minute presentation or the three-way call. So the active approach is launch parties or drop talks. It's whatever terminology you like. It makes no difference. I've heard some people now calling it a glow party with the new um, collagen. However you want to do it to make it sound great for your invitation. We'll learn about all those different things people say on our IPA calls. But 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 a direct approach is I did one last night for a lady named Jennifer. She invited people to her living room. She invited four, only one showed up, but that one is going to be crazy good at it. And I told Jennifer when I left last night, we can't control who shows and doesn't show. All I know is we just got a great one in your business. So we're going to convert customers to brand partners. I just showed you the script that I use. Once I send that script and I get any question, that's when I say, hey, when do you have 5 minutes? And that's when I'm going to do the FaceTime, the Messenger, or the Zoom, or a three-way call. That's all I can get to. But I personally like to have slides up. And you can see there the 2-on-1 presentations and Zooms or three-way calls. All right, so I just stuck these slides in here before I get into now how to do this. But in order for you to go do this, or me to go do this daily, in the beginning, before it really merits or warrants your time with a Friday paycheck, because every business that's worthwhile will overwork you and underpay you in the beginning. So if you open up a traditional business, it generally requires a bank loan or a substantial amount of cash you've saved up to open those doors. And when you walk in there, as a matter of fact, there's a gentleman here in the town I live in that just opened up a farmer's market, and I love it. It's amazing. They serve lunch. They have all kind of great things. And I'd met his wife a couple times, but I met him, and I just asked him. I said, "How is this business going? Like, is it financially good?" And he said, "Well," he said, "I actually was selling honey from home and doing fairly well. And that's where this whole concept came from. I wanted a better place to sell my honey." But here's what he then said to me. He said, "But I did not realize the complications of fixed overhead because I had been working from home so long." Meaning he now has employees, he now has light bills, he now has rent. So in a traditional business, you have bank loans and fixed overhead. You don't need a lot of discipline if you start a small business, because if you don't get up and go do it, you're going to get run over by a freight train. In our business, we actually have paid $29.95 one time, and at most in the beginning bought a 30 pack of drops to sell. So we have maybe a couple thousand, $3,000 worth of inventory. All right, that's it. There is no overhead besides that. That's not enough to make really the brokest person actually go to work. So the first thing you have to do to be willing to do what you're now about to see is you have to develop your own sense of discipline. You have to establish, and then more importantly, keep reestablishing your why, because it is going to change over time. You may join for money, but then you may start experiencing travel and time freedom and residual income, and you may be working for something totally different into time. You may meet a community of people, and now then you're building a business not just to create income, but you're building a business because you love the people you're hanging around all the time and the places you're going to see together. For me, again, I'm not pushing what I do on other people. It's just a training that I'm doing today. But this is a book that was handed to me right when I went full time 20 years ago in this industry. I have read the book probably 20 times. I probably have given away 5,000 of these books over time. It's now an app you can do or online. I don't buy the books as much anymore. It's out there, but this is a prayer I pray every morning. And, in any business that's intangible, a degree of faith is needed. And this just establishes my faith every day. It says, will you bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, and that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, and that I might not cause pain. It's called the prayer of Jabez because Jabez was born. His mom was in pain when you read the Bible verses surrounding this. And Jabez in Hebrew means pain. So he was named Pain, and he cried out unto the Lord to bless him. And then the next verse there says, so God granted him what he requested. So all of that said, your faith, your why, and now we're going to actually move into the journey. So the living rooms, the coffee shops, the Zooms, there, remember we're going, the active invite is inviting to drop talks, inviting people as Jennifer did last night to her home, inviting someone to meet you and someone at a coffee shop on a Zoom. Those are all active invites. The passive one, we're posting twice a day. We're selling drops, converting to brand partners. And I'm getting ready to show you how to do this. But what you're about to see, if you're a part-time person, you want to do 5 a week of what you're about to see. If you decide one day that you want to be full-time at this and make a full-time income, you want to get good at this and be doing 5 a day for your team. You can't even do 5 a day for yourself. Most people can't. But when you get a team of people, if you've been practicing and working and getting good at this, developing a really positive attitude, learning how to stay really tight with your presentation, it is not hard here to get 5 presentations a day in. Matter of fact, you can do it in about 2.5 hours. So you still don't even hardly work to get 5 in a day. You can actually do 2 or 3 on the same Zoom or same coffee shop or same living room. But if you're a part of 5 exposures a day, the numbers at some point will begin to take over for you. You just cannot knock it off once you start doing that. Okay, let me switch now. Let's go into a presentation now and actually do one. Where did we go to? Give me just 1 second. Okay, so I've got a couple of different ones we're going to do. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to change. So we're going to put these inside of the different threads you got this notification on today. We're going to get like 4 or 5 of them today. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to change pictures out once you get them, if you decide to. If you've got this iPad, you can do it on anything. Some of you have your own way of doing things. More than fine. I'm not trying to change anybody's way. This is just the simplest way. And I've done it all. I've carried PCs. I've carried projectors. I have done everything. Okay. So here we go. So we have, and this does not matter how you've set this up. All you do, same slides, a little different tone. So if somebody called me up, let's just say that Mark Montgomery in South Florida called me up and says, Todd, I've made a direct approach to a business guy. I've told him he can make residual income from home. Would you mind helping me show him a 10-minute presentation? Sure. I will use the same PowerPoint. The only thing I will do different is I will talk a little bit more about money, residual income, business. And then if Sheila calls me up and says, hey, Todd, I've got a girl. She's been on a box of drops. I just told her she could get a discount and potentially make money. She says she has interest. Could you help me show her? So that girl, we can't run in there and throw business all over her. Just like the box of skinny drops might not get Mark's businessman, the only going really heavy on business may not get a girl that's just wanting a discount on a box of drops. Like you, so the only thing you adjust depending on how they were invited is tone. I will tell you that Cindy Landis does an amazing business presentation. I encourage you to get one of her recorded videos. I've got her PowerPoint. I'm going to send that out too. And I will use Cindy's now sometimes if it's a business approach. And I'm going to show you hers today. I'm going to show you exactly how I do hers. Okay, so here we go. And this will be, and what we're going to do, we're going to try to do several of these live every week for a period of time. Not just me, but anybody that feels competent, you're going to do it live and we're going to record you and throw it up on the YouTube channel. So I would like, in addition to having everybody capable of presenting, I would love on the YouTube channel to have maybe 30 or 40 different presenters with 10-minute presentations where we can send out the personality we like, the tone we like to the people we're trying to convert. If I can get them to a three-way call or a Zoom, I would not send a video. But if I'm in no man's land, I can't get them, I will send a video and say, hey, watch this video. It's 7, 8, 9 minutes. I'm going to call you as soon as it's over, something along those lines. Okay, that being said, I'm going to freeze. Does anybody want to say anything or add anything before I actually do a couple 10-minute presentations, or they're actually going to be like 7 or 8-minute presentations? And if you do, don't forget you have to unmute. And Sarah, I can't see the chat, so you'd have to tell me if somebody asked something there.
Oh, so far, so good.
Okay. All right, so here we go. So let's just pretend, Sarah, if you don't mind, play along with me. I don't care what the girl's name is, Sarah, but let's just say Sarah, you've got somebody that has been a customer. You've sent the script that they can get a $29.95 virtual nutrition store, get their boxes for like $100 or less, and potentially make money from home. So Sarah, if you don't mind, you're on them with me all the time. I just want you to edify that person and me, and we'll kick this off.
All right. Well, Todd, I wanted to bring to you Kimberly. She's a good friend of mine. She was interested in the drops. She wants some more information. And I told her, I have you have your master's degree in kinesiology and nutrition, and you would be the perfect person to help explain these drops and why she needs these drops. So Kimberly, here is my mentor and good friend, Coach Todd Rowland.
Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing today? So the first thing I would do, is I would spend as much time, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, as Kimberly will give me, tell me about herself. I would ask her how she likes the drops, what's been her experience, maybe a bit about her family, what her goals are financially. If it leads that way, it will depend. But once we get to know each other slightly, we develop just a little bit of trust. I'm going to say something to this effect. So Sarah says that you potentially want to get a discount on these drops. And as you know, Sarah is doing this full time. She makes a really good income from home. She says you might have interest in that too. By the way, Sarah's going to help you every step of the way. If you do have interest, this is not something you have to do on your own. We'll also be there to help. But the way it works is really simple. So the company that makes the drops is called Partner Co. We actually make these drops. People sometimes think it's just around here, but these drops actually, there's over 2 million boxes sold in over 50 countries that we do business in. So if you do have interest in the business side of this, just know when you pay your $30 one time, which is all it talks, it's the only difference between being a customer as you are currently and paying retail and being a brand partner and being able to start buying at some type of discount is paying that $29.95. And you got access to all the countries you see there. We actually have a lot more products than just the drops, close to 100. As you can see there, we've got things for sleep. We have some anti-inflammatory products that I think are the best on planet Earth. All the products are doctor created. We have so much science, so many third-party release papers. They're just incredible. One product I'm just going to mention to you, in addition to the drops, this is one a lot of our women especially add in very quickly because it will help draw skin up. But it's our new collagen product that not only has marine collagen in it, but it also has peptides in it that help your own body make more collagen, which besides drawing your skin up and weight loss, it's so good for your skin, your hair, your nails, your any type of cartilage, meniscus. It's just an unbelievable product. These are a couple of our testimonials already. You can see that was about 30 days. And then this lady, which I believe is Tammy Maltby out in Colorado, you can see the 4-week and the 7-week results with her arm on the collagen. And that would be a good example of what, if I did lose significant weight, of what the arm might look like, and then what it could look like with the collagen. So it's a great add-on product. But let's talk about the drops specifically. I know you already love them. Just know that they are working for everybody, both hormonally for women and for weight loss for men and women. Our clinical studies showed that men lose a half a pound a day, women lose a 3/4 pound. I'm sorry, women lose half a pound a day, and men lose 3/4 pound a day that follow the instructions. They go underneath your tongue before your 3 biggest meals. This is the instructions. It comes with an approved food list. You eat when you're hungry, just eat from this list. And then the transformations out here globally are just phenomenal. You'll see them here on the screen. Women and men, all sizes, all ages. I've never seen a product that works for the morbidly obese and the woman that wants to lose 10 pounds and the man that wants to get ripped up. It just seemingly works for everybody. You'll see all the different body types as I go through this, and it's just amazing. And you can see also all ethnic groups. We get tremendous results with this low glycemic food index with blood sugar. So if that is an issue for you, just know that if you follow our program, that we get a lot of positive results of that number moving the right direction. We make no health claims. This is just an aid in your journey. This is one of our doctors here that dropped 162 pounds with us. So you are a customer currently. You can continue to buy retail if you want to. That will be your choice. But as I mentioned earlier, you can pay $29.95 one time. You'll have your business. Once you get your business, you then got to qualify it. So the least you can do and have what we call a qualified business is order 200 points of product. I'm going to show you some combinations there that will make that work. But we want you as quickly as possible to be in at what we call top pay. And what that means, instead of getting 200 points moved through your business, you move 1,500 points through your business. And that's going to come really clear here on the next slide. So you pay $29.95. So if you want to just be qualified, if you kind of want to stick one foot in and test this market out, you can do a 4-pack of our Body Balance and Drops. That'll be day and night drops in Canada and what we call Slenderized here in the US. And what you'll do when you get this 4-pack is you will sell 3 of them in the system. And when you sell 3, you will have recouped all of your money. Your box will be completely free. So you actually have no cost in it. But even just buying the drops, you can see $371 plus shipping and tax. You've lowered the cost already. If you didn't sell any, down to just over $100 with shipping and tax to your front door compared to the $167 you just paid. And then if you want to start at top pay or upgrade to it as soon as you have confidence, you can order a 30-pack. Here in the US, that is $24.99. In Canada, when you do the conversion, that's going to be about $34.99. When we sell them, both US and Canada, at the suggested prices, $167 US, a little over $200 Canadian, you'll have right at $2,500 profit, which means you get all of your money back and you're already in profitability just retailing. And if you want to get paid by the company, you do not have to. The last thing you have to do is have one customer a month. It can be you on what we call a subscribe and save. If you have that, it will lock in a 30% discount across the board forever on all of our products. And you'll also be able to do all of our bulk buying and get things as much as 45% off. The system that you bought the drops from is a system that we all use. The Facebook post you originally saw, we're going to give to you. It's an app you're going to download on your phone called Boards. Once you download that app, they're going to upload the system. I'm not going to teach it to you today, but if you decide to do this, they're going to sit down with you. They're going to show you how to use it. They're going to show you how to use our post. And then you were answered by the scripts in this Boards app that we give everybody. So you don't have to be an expert here. You've got an expert with Sarah that's going to help you, but you're going to be made to look like an expert because you're going to have the videos and the questions. And the last piece of this whole puzzle is that if you decide to, over time, we're going to build a team of people around the world that do this business. And the company's going to pay you 8 different ways as you do that. So what I want you to do, and by the way, You don't have to, but if you decide to build a team, just know that we have savings account checks you can win, and we also have a couple of free trips a year you can win. And it is a lot of fun going on free trips with us, and we want you to be going with us, Kimberly. So what I'm going to let you do is get back with Sarah and let her answer all of your questions. As a matter of fact, Sarah, I'm going to let you be moderator, and I'm going to hop off and just let you guys talk amongst yourself.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Todd. I appreciate your time and your expertise.
Okay, I'm going to do another one in 1 second, and it's going to be about half that long. That was a thorough one. Now you're going to see what I call the 5 minute one, but I'm going to show you real quick how easy it is when you get this to change. If you've got an iPad, when you're looking at this, if you look up here at the top, it's a little bit hidden on my screen. Hopefully it's not on yours, but there we go. At the very top, you'll see this picture right, this on the far right-hand side, it's like a little square with a picture on it in the middle right-hand side. So what I'm going to do here with Shannon McCullough is I'm going to take her picture off real quick. Erase. I'm going to go here where my pictures are. And Kimberly sent this to me for Winnipeg. So I'm going to add in the new picture. And it's that easy with this iPad to have a brand new picture on there. And then if you want writing on there, what you do, don't go create. I mean, you can create your own writing, but without having to learn anything, everything on an iPad can copy and paste. So if you go here where it says Ernest 42 pounds in 8 weeks, I click on that. I click copy. When I click copy, I can then go up here, put paste, and I put on the same thing, Shorty lost 40 pounds. And boom, it's right there. And by the way, you don't have to get real fancy, but if you do want to change colors, just click on that little thing and you can go over here, click on style, and you'll be able to change colors and everything there. I'm not going to go into bogging you down. Just copy paste. I'll turn some white where it'll show up good on everything before I send this out. And that's all you got to do. And you can change these out forever. So I'm going to show you one last time. So if I wanted to change another picture out, I go here, I delete, I come back here, I put the new picture on, and then I go right here. I already had it saved, so all I gotta do is click paste, and then I can write her name in and her weight loss. And it's that easy. So when you get this, you can interchange your pictures out in like 2 seconds. And that's again why I choose the iPad, because like I said, I can build PowerPoints on the computer. I can do all those things. They're just much, much harder, much more cumbersome. People got to message me or email me pictures. Here we can airdrop. They can text me their picture, and it literally all thing can change out in like 10 seconds and be ready. Okay, we're going to do one more quick presentation so you can see now a really quick presentation. And I'm going to do this one with Canada. So this is Tracy up in Canada. I do a weekly Zoom with Tracy. So I've got one built specific for her. Anytime I'm doing a Zoom somebody specifically, I have them open it up. So what I would do is have Tracy share her story physically and financially. I would then say, Tracy's got you looking at this today as a business to create income from home. And the name of the company you can do that with is called Partner Co. We operate globally in 58 countries. You can do business anywhere in the world for your $30, $37.95, by the way, in Canada. I'll switch numbers. $37.95 in Canada. We have close to 100 products. They're not all on the ground in Canada, but our main one is, and the rest can come from the United States currently with a lot of them already in process with Health Canada getting on the ground there. We have a tremendous amount of science behind our products. Our newest doctor that's head of R&D came to us with his doctorate from Harvard. We've got a collagen product that is just unbelievable for hair, skin, and nails. But our day and night drops up there, they have been selling around the world. It is our frontline product on social media. Tracy's going to show you a system that she uses that she's already sold over 100 boxes with and has started to build a huge team around the world. It's 2 bottles. They go underneath your tongue. The day one goes 3 times a day, and then the night drops is 1 time at night, and it really promotes a deeper sleep. It comes with a direction booklet and what we call an approved food list where you get to eat when you're hungry. Just eat from the list, and we have a ton of great cookbooks. So you can see the different pictures here, from hormonal balance and thyroid issues to physical transformations. They're just unbelievable. And I know you're looking at this as a business. So Christy, She was not only able to do this physical transformation, but she actually, by her 5th month, and by the way, income disclaimer, everybody's results are different. But Christy, with not a lot of prior success in our industry, by her 6th month was able to make a $10,000 check for the month, total income. We get paid here every Friday, but total income. And she's now maintained that for a year. So she's 18 months in, and for a year now, she was able to stop being a house cleaner and turn that over to some employees. And Sarah, also with us today, she has her PhD and she chooses to do this full time. And you'll see here just a tremendous amount of success, a tremendous amount of weight loss. And it's really simple. For you to join Tracy, all you do is pay your $37.95 one time. You can activate your business with 200 points of product, but we want you in at top pay, which is 1,500 points of product. And here's a couple of examples how to do it. So you can activate your business with a 4-pack of drops. It's going to be slightly over 500 Canadian to your front door. You can share 3 of them with our social media system for $2.20 a box. And when you do, you will have all of your money back and your box is going to be completely for free. You can order a 10-pack of drops for $11.90. Again, if you're selling at $2.20, that'll be $2,200 returned to you. So you've got $1,000 profit on 10 boxes that you move, selling at $2.20. We have people selling them all day, every day, and all throughout Canada. We just had 200 people at our big event there in Winnipeg, Canada. And we've just launched, you're going to be one of the first people to get this. We've got a 30-pack in Canada where you get $100 discounts. You can now, for $3,500, not $3,600, do 30 boxes and come in on day one at top pay. And if you do move all 36, you'll be plus $2,500 in profit. We want you to turn your drops into profit. Tracy's going to show you how to download the boards. She's going to upload our system into it. And we're going to help you, just like Tracy is, build a team of people all around the world. And when you start building that team, the company's going to pay you 8 different ways. We want you to partner with us and get started. Okay, so that was 2 quick presentations. I'm going to do one last one that is really business heavy. But as I'm pulling this last one up, does anybody want to add in anything that's a senior officer above, or anybody want to ask a question before I do this last business heavy one?
And if you do, don't forget to unmute yourself.
And by the way, I'm just going to remind you real quick. I want to run back up here. And by the way, let me show you one last trick. If you don't want to lose a slide, click the slide, hit duplicate. So I just duplicated that with Sarah. And since I duplicated that with Sarah, I can now take Sarah's picture off, but still keep her. And how do I add another picture in? I just go right here. And we add in this young lady here in Winnipeg, Canada. And boom, we got a whole nother slide. And now I've still got Sarah right here. And now I have another slide added in. So duplicate, and then if you make a mistake on the iPad, you cannot close out. If you close out, your mistakes will be lost. But if you're still open in that session, that button right there on the right-hand side, there's a square with an arrow in it. And the next to it, a little reverse sign. If you hit that reverse sign right there, second there's 5 icons on the right. So this is the second one. It's like a little arrow reverse. I click it. And when I do, it reverses. I can click it as many times as I want to reverse. So I reversed out and got everything back to normal. If I want to reverse my duplicate slide, I'm right back to where I normally was. So that allows you to reverse your mistakes and not mess up. So I'm going to say that one more time. Duplicate. Once I duplicate, I erase pictures by just clicking on it and pushing delete. Pushing on it, clicking delete. I go back here to pictures. Any picture I've got in there, I can add. So I can go right here and add this young lady in, and boom, I've got a new slide. I don't want to add that one. I made a mistake. I go up there and hit that little reverse arrow. I reverse her off, and I go back and find the one I did want. And there it is. Let's add this one now.
So Todd, this is Judy. So this is not PowerPoint. This is iPhone or iPad.
Okay. So again, a person can do whatever they want to do, but I am sharing how, if you want to get stupidly proficient at this, because when I walk into a living room And in less than 5 minutes, I can add 10 pictures of before and afters in that living room and make the stories in that room tell the business. The power I get from that is unbelievable. PowerPoints and other things, you can do it. It's just more cumbersome. It's going to have to be emailed to you. You're going to have it on the computer. Then you got to go in there and do it. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Nobody has to go spend money. This is for the ones that are ready to go build a full-time business. If the iPad, if there was a better device than the iPad 12.9 inch or 13 inch, I would tell you. The other thing I will tell you on that iPad is going back up there to it. Let me go back and show you one thing on the iPad. I'm going to do this last presentation. So if I go back to this iPad right here, I need to, so I'm going to add a slide real quick that I forgot to add in. So let me duplicate, erase. Let me go add in something I forgot to add in a second ago. I need to duplicate again. Then I'm going to erase one more time because I had to add 2 slides. Okay. All right. So on this iPad, top right-hand corner, if you just take your, and the same thing on an iPhone, the iPad and the iPhone work identical together. You swipe down from the right-hand corner, and when you do, you're going to get screen mirroring. So when people see me show up in a living room, like last night, I walked into Jennifer's living room. The second I walked in, I'd already texted Jennifer and I said, hey, do you have a smart TV? And she said yes. And I said, well, when I walk in, I just need to get on your Wi-Fi. So I walked into Jennifer's house last night. I hopped on her Wi-Fi, took 1 second. And she's an iPhone too, so it was really simple. I just clicked on her wireless, and if you're an iPhone, you can share passwords. You don't even have to type it in. She shared her password. I shared with my phone and the iPad. And then boom, there was her 55-inch crystal TV there. And all I did was click on it. When I clicked on it, my PowerPoint was on her TV in 1 second. No wires, no hookups, no fumbling around the back of the TV, no anything. So the only requirement for that is having a smart TV in a place you walk into, which is going to be in today's world 95% of the time. There's very few places I ever go to include back rooms in restaurants or anything that I can't just hop on a smart TV and screen mirror. If they don't have it, or I'm dealing with a projector at a bigger meeting, this is why I carry the Apple TV. This is, again, an additional thing. But the Apple TV, which you don't have to have the new 4K $300 one, you can do a regular one for $150, but you can screen mirror on that. Now all you have to do is hook the Apple TV up to an HDMI cord to the TV, but you still have mobility, and your iPad can be handed off. You can have multiple iPads mirroring. Like when we were doing the big Destin event, when the company took over, they spent an additional, Brent and I were running that event for about $125,000 is what it cost us to put the event on. The company ran it, and it cost them $250,000 to do the same event. Now, obviously their screen was nicer, their background was nicer, so they did get some value. But I would say at least 40 or 50,000 of that up cost for the company went to the production crew behind stage, making the PowerPoints flow and all those kinds of things. When we were running it, we were paying maybe $2,000 or $3,000 to individuals to help run it, but we were all running it from like 6 or 7 different iPads. We just had the next iPad up, next iPad up, next iPad up, which allowed people to update and change their PowerPoints literally right into the moment they walked on stage. And people that are proficient, they didn't even have to give us their PowerPoint. They just would come up there on deck, and we would just share their iPad onto the screen. So if you develop a system of people doing this, it becomes so proficient to run everything. By the way, there is those two, when you swipe down from the top right-hand corner, those 2 squares there, it's actually 1 square highlighted and then 1 square not highlighted, but that's what you click on. And when you do, that's where it's going to pull up anything that's out there you can share onto. All right. So now let's do this last one, which is going to be Cindy Farley's. And I'm going to tweak it just slightly compared to what she does it. She does about a 20 to 25-minute presentation. It is fabulous. Um, People are always asking me, how do you get business people? You present a business to them, not skinny drops. How do you get women that aren't interested in business? You present skinny drops. So like you have to adjust to who you're talking to. Um, so if I get a presentation set up, it's all business. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do my version of Cindy's. So you're not going to do my presentation you just saw. You're going to do your version of the PowerPoint you just saw, just like I'm going to do my version of Cindy's PowerPoint. Okay, so this is Cindy's slides, not mine, but it is business heavy. And I don't know this PowerPoint, so you'll see me pause just a second when I see each slide. So what Cindy does, if you've watched her PowerPoint, is she just opens up. As a matter of fact, Cindy, would you mind, because Cindy is a businesswoman, she used to be the largest real estate broker in Columbus, Ohio. She had 164 agents that worked directly for her, 4 different locations. So Cindy, why don't you share with us real quick when you're on a business Zoom or you're in a business type environment in a meeting, tell us how you open it up. What are you saying here on this slide?
So I entered during the welcome slide, I just basically say that they're about to, that I have a business background, but they're about to see is the best business opportunity, that I've ever sold or shared with anyone. And then I go to the next slide. I do that a little bit differently, but then I say it's really a partnership marketing opportunity that works like a virtual franchise. And we've taken the best concepts from a variety of proven industries to create something really new and exciting. It has elements of traditional franchising, retail, direct sales, network marketing, consumer goods marketing, social influencer marketing, and e-commerce. It really allows you to build a business that works with you and what you currently do. And then I say the company's Partner Co.
So the company's name, stay with me, Cindy, because I want a couple questions
Okay.
at the end. But I'm going to show you how to do this quickly. You can go watch Cindy's videos to get the longer version where she expands. But the name of the company, you can work from home, is called Partner Co. These are the owners. We're a plus $300 million debt-free company. We operate globally in 58 countries. As you can see there in the top right-hand corner, we're approaching 400 million in revenue this year. We just haven't had it officially announced. Privately owned, debt-free. We're the #1 compensation plan in the world, according to the Direct Sales Association. And we've won so many marketing world awards, it's unbelievable. The products are incredible. That's a given. That's what drives this business model. They're absolutely outstanding. And I actually tweaked that slide a bit. So Cindy, you actually don't even have that slide up. You have up, which I took it off, this particular one. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, there it is. These are the 2 slides Cindy's used. So why don't you share how you use these 2 slides here, Cindy? I'm gonna unlock them real quick.
Yeah, so when I leave the global business, or that we have over 50 countries, then I say we are a health and wellness company that focuses on everything that's trending today and solutions that last, everything from sleep, weight management, healthy aging, skincare, and detox. And then I say we have over 100 products. I flip to the next slide. I say we have over 100 products in 7 different billion-dollar categories. And I kind of go through these, everything from a healthy version of energy drinks to sports performance, weight management, skincare, dietary supplement, functional foods, and personal care, which means you could build a business, a big business in any one of these categories. But with Partner Co, you have the opportunity to build in 1, 2, 3, or all 7 categories, meaning that you have an opportunity that most people don't have. And then I move to the next slide.
Okay, so just so anybody missed what she did differently. A lot of times we're solving people's issues on this screen. We're helping them with balancing hormones. We're helping them with weight loss. We're helping them with sleep. We have products for athletic performance and recovery. Cindy flipped the script. It's a business for Cindy. So what our business does is put you in front of all of these trends out there around the world that people are moving into. Everybody out there is looking for detoxes and energy and immunity and healthy aging. And our company allows you to get in the middle of these trends, which are actually a lot of different billion-dollar trends just in the United States alone. You extrapolate that out into all 50 plus countries we do business in, and it's a multi-trillion-dollar empire of trends out there that we are actually able to tap into from a business standpoint. So that is what you change when somebody says, Todd, how do you present to a businessman? Present business. What does Cindy present to other business? We don't try to remove his belly pooch or help his hormones. We show him how to make money and build a retirement. Okay, but everybody that's in business still has to know that the products are high quality. Like it's what makes the business model work. So share real quick what you say on the screen, Cindy.
So I say all of our products are doctor created, backed by science. They're guaranteed, tested, and proven with over 215 published clinical studies, dozens of third-party validations, certifications. We are FDA, OTC facilities, NSF, and we have 36 products on the Cologne list, meaning they're approved for professional and Olympic athletes. We even have almost a dozen products in the PDR, meaning your physician will be able to look those up when you go into the doctor's office.
Okay. Then on Cindy's screen, because she's not doing a drop talk, she's showing a business. It's different. You have to understand it's different. It doesn't take anything away from our skinny drop system. A person that wants to build an empire has to be able to do both. You're moving back and forth into the world of the skinny drop world, and the woman that just wants to lose weight, bounce her hormones, is going to try business, into the business world, talking to a guy that makes $400,000 a year that's going to absolutely tune you out if you tell him he has to post twice a day on social media and follow exactly what you say, or his business is not going to work. But he may have the influence. He could put, I'll give you an example. This Jennifer girl that I did the meeting for last night, that I just personally sponsored, I tried to train her on board. She's been a car salesman her whole life. Like, she is the most aggressive closer I've ever met in my life. And I tried to train her on boards, and she's like, Todd, I'm 60 years old. I don't understand what you're saying. Let me put you in front of people. So I aborted mission. I said, you're right, Jennifer. I said, your job is to put me in front of people. So last night, I presented to a lady named Hannah. Hannah's all about the social media posting. So I got boards downloaded on her phone. I trained her, and I reminded Jennifer, don't worry about what I just told Hannah to do. Wednesday's your next day off. I'm going to be doing a lunch meeting for you. You just let me know where. Put me in front of people. So I'm actually in the same meeting. I was telling two different people two different things to do. One, I was going to start posting twice a day today. The other one's not even going to go there because it confuses her, but she can put me in front of people on Wednesday for lunch. So in this business presentation, pick 3 or 4 products that you love and that you're educated on. So Cindy has Noni. Don't spend much time, but establish is good. I always, when I present to businessmen, I always present MOA, because every middle-aged man has inflammation, and if you can reduce it, they're going to love it, and they're never going to come off of it. So MOA is always in my arsenal in a men-heavy business presentation. And then Renew, men and women. I know that MOA and Renew in combination on auto ship is our stickiest auto ship in the company by far. No exception. So those two, if I can get those built in and in use, it's going to be very effective. Just don't get off on tangents. You'll see here, Cindy's got her slides consolidated. As a matter of fact, do Renew for me in 30 seconds, Cindy.
Okay, so this is one of my very favorite products. It's going to change the way you age. It is a international patent pending product that's going to help your body naturally boost its own human growth hormone. As we age, we actually start aging 125 times faster when we're 65 than when we were 12. This is going to promote the deep sleep and restorative health. It's going to actually reduce body fat and increase lean muscle mass, those things. And Todd, I do have a better set of slides. These were the PowerPoint that didn't convert. I sent it to you this morning. Sarah
Okay,
can drop the slides that didn't mess up into the chat maybe.
Okay, so when we share these slides here in a little bit, we'll get those out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I don't care who I'm talking to, I'm always going to throw in the drops. I'm just not going to focus on them. But even a businessman, the first sign up he may have, or the first person to go active may be his wife posting twice a day. So I'm always going to at least mention the drops. You can see here, Cindy has like 2 slides. I actually opened a couple up, but she only has just a couple of slides. And then close this out, Cindy.
So what do we do here? Well, our business has 3 components to it. The first one is to attract and acquire customers. We have tools that are going to help you do that and apps. There you're going to earn affiliate and retail money. That's your upfront money. The second component is we're going to teach you how to build teams of business builders. What does that mean? It means we're going to share this type of business presentation and make this same offer to other people who are looking for another stream of income. And in that, you're going to start earning team commissions by teaching them how to promote the products. And the third thing is we're going to duplicate and scale and try to get you to a level of senior officer.
And this is my favorite slide I've seen in a long time. I will actually have this slide on every one of the PowerPoints that you're going to get here in just a minute. Cindy, this is fabulous. I've never seen it done exactly like this. But tell me what you were thinking when you put these two. I'm going to show you the next one in a second, the top pay. But will you walk us through this slide real quick, what you say in the close?
Yes, I tell them that it's $29.95. Then I flip to this slide and I said, but then just like any business, you have to get your business opened with customers. You can't do that without product, and you need to know the products a little bit. So you can either focus on our product that's going viral, the body balancing drops, get a 4-pack, sell 3, keep 1, your business is paid for, you're up and running with 15%, or you can try 3 of the products I showed you today, and those will get your business started. You can try them all out yourself, or even open up a Renew and Mow and sample it out. But if you're serious about making, go ahead, Todd.
Because Cindy is this is a business presentation. She now has the authority to be much stronger on getting a person started at top pay, because we're not trying to sell product here. We're trying to get a business to pay them top pay. So now share how you put that emphasis on there, Cindy.
So then I say, but if you're serious about making money and you want to make real money here and treat it like a real business, you need to come in at top pay. And to do that, you're going to activate your business with either a 30-pack or an 888-pack. The 30-pack, when you sell it, your business is not only paid for, you're at top pay, and you can profit close to $2,500. If you want to start with an 888-pack, you're going to get 8 Renew, 8 MOA, 8 of the body balancing drops. I recommend you open a box of Renew and MOA and you sample those out to friends and family and try to get solid customers and convert them there. But you sell what's left. Your business is paid for. You've got some of everything. It's up to you which way you want to build. So I show them both ways.
And then
you, the only other thing the company requires is for you to have a subscription running through your business, either for a customer or yourself. You can change it. Starts the 4th Friday after you get in. No contracts. You can change what product, and it's going to give you a 30% discount and keep you commission qualified. We really want you to partner with us, and so on.
Okay, so Cindy, let me ask you just a couple of questions, because you're running your business is really man heavy right now. A lot of business guys, a lot of real go-getters. They don't show up on the IPA very, very well. They don't post at all. But yet you still got a group of people like the girl, what's the girl's name down in South Carolina that shows up every morning on the IPA? She spoke this morning.
Nancy.
Yeah. So you got Nancy on another leg, and Nancy's always on the IPA, and she runs the skinny drop system to a T. And you go back and forth as a leader into both worlds. So can you talk us through that? I know how to do it, but I want to know what you think.
So as a business person and a business owner, you cannot argue the system of growth and the way that the average people, and I don't mean that disrespect, but the people who are willing to post can go make a big living here and make some money, because they don't maybe have the same amount of influence as a business person. So I make sure that the business person and the businessman understands that he's going to multiply his business income by finding the people that will post on the SOG. And so we mix it and we make sure they know that there's 2 different ways to get people started depending on who they are. And I always tell people, never make a business person post the SOG if they're very connected. Just get to their sphere and show them from the business point of view. You're going to get to more people.
Okay. So now to back this all out and summarize it, and then anybody that wants to add, I want you to be senior officer to really tell people stuff, but anybody can ask a question. So this whole day today was about anyone who's watching this video or watching this live that wants to make a full-time income. So to make a full-time income at this, you're going to have to become a presenter. Like, you just have to. One thing I have figured out is the more people that I personally try to help, the more people that I let down. The more promises I make, the more promises I end up breaking, because there is only one Todd and there is only 24 hours in a day. And, and, um, and I don't think I can work any harder. I try, but I don't think there's any more hours in a day I could do this. So it's going to be the same for you. Like, you've got to become a presenter, and then you've got to train other people to be a presenter on your team. And how do you do that? They watch you. They're on those Zooms with you over and over and over. Like, I didn't train Susan Cameron and Susan Frank how to do a presentation, but I will tell you, when I watch them, which is really funny, they've been ranked, both of them are ranked in the top 5 in the world. I actually pulled their PowerPoint off of boards today, and I started laughing when I pulled it up, because they're literally using the PowerPoint that I showed Susan Cameron, like 8 or 9 slides. Half the girls aren't even in the business anymore. Like, it's so outdated, it's unbelievable, and they're still signing people up every day with pictures from 2 years ago, and they do it in like 7, 8 minutes. As a matter of fact, before I end this out, Susan Cameron or Susan Frank, will y'all speak on that for 1 second? How you use this little simple presentation? You don't even change pictures out on your little 5-minute ones, or Zoom or Facebook ones.
I do not see them, but I will upload the presentation that you were talking about in chat and make sure everybody has that as well.
Beautiful. And so just pull that one off. Again, it's really outdated, but it's what they use. I watch them all the time use that same one. So again, what they do, adjust vocabulary, to who they're talking to. They're really skilled on all of that. You become more skilled by doing it. So you've got to have your little 8-minute presentation. You've got to be adaptable, that when you get stuck in a living room with more people or in a bigger meeting, that maybe that presentation gets a little longer. And that is where, if you really want to have the power of everything behind you, that's where you've got to learn how to change these pictures out I just showed you. We'll do it again. You can go back and watch the YouTube video as soon as Sarah has it uploaded of how to do that. Order your iPad if you want to. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just, if there was something better, I would tell you. I will tell you, on your iPad, when you order it, there is one thing you desperately need if you want to be really serious about this. And that is, you need to get the cellular on it, which is going to be about $200 more up front. And when you add it to your plan, it's generally going to be about $10 a month extra on your cell phone plan. But the reason you want to do that is that you're never not in business, meaning that if Sarah calls me and says somebody needs a presentation, I can pull off the road and do a presentation without Wi-Fi 24 hours, 7 days a week. There's really never a moment that I'm not in business. Susan Frank, I know for a fact, because I'm with her a lot, she's always at a ball field. She does hers from her phone. So if you're fine working from a 13-inch phone, I mean, a little, whatever that is now, 6.7-inch iPhone Max, whatever those are called, your eyes are good enough to see that, more than good. Like I said, the iPhone and the iPad are identical. There is no difference. Everything I just showed you from the iPad can be done from the iPhone. If you're sitting out there as a Samsung person, you can go shout from the rooftops that your Samsung is the best phone on planet Earth and you hate iPhones. I'm good with that. It does not matter to me at all. I'm not in competition. I will just tell you, from a business standpoint, everything gets a million. Matter of fact, Sarah, since you were an Android and you're the one person I did make change over, tell the Samsung people the experience you've had moving over and working the business.
Apple is so much easier to use, especially with this business. Matter of fact, I still have my Samsung as a training tool, but I wish it was an iPhone. I was a diehard Samsung Android fan just because I thought it was simple, until Todd converted me to Apple, and I would prefer to not ever go back to Samsung, honestly.
So we also bought her a laptop. That way, when she has her iPhone, her iPad, her laptop, it's all interchangeable all the time. I can actually share a PowerPoint I'm building. You can collaborate. I add Sarah in, and she can add a picture, and I can add a picture, and we're actually both adjusting the PowerPoint at the same time. I do that with Reese all the time, and so just know that that's available there too, and making sure I didn't have anything else to say there. Okay. All right. To conclude this out now, if you want to do this full time, you're going to do 5 a week. If you want to do it full time, you're going to try to move into 5 a day. We're going to try to record, like I said, at least 40, 7, 8, 9, 10-minute presentations. The 30-minute presentations are just no good on recordings. People won't watch them. So you have to practice that recording. Today, especially on the business one, we were doing a lot of talking, so it seemed longer, but I promise you I can do that business one in 8 minutes and we will get a recorded one. And Cindy already has 3 or 4 recorded 20 to 25-minute ones out there that
I
are,
actually have, Todd, I have a 10-minute recorded one of that version too. I'll send it out.
yes, thank you. Thank you. And by the way, Cindy's an innovator. You don't have to be an innovator here, but Cindy, like she forged the front because it's sometimes hard when you get in this, like my brain, and all of our brains work this way. We have like little trenches in there. And once we get a certain way of doing things, it's kind of hard. So Cindy was able to take herself out of what she saw happening every day and kind of build a new arena. And the second I saw her do it and saw her slides, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And it's exactly what we've been looking for. So Cindy, I cannot thank you enough for doing that. Okay. We've got just a second. If anybody wants to add anything in, we'll go 9 more minutes till the 30 after, but anybody wants to add anything in or anybody wants to ask a question on anything we've covered?
And also for questions, be sure to unmute yourself.
I know it gets a bit boring when we get detailed like that, but guys, you just, like, if you really take your time and learn what you just saw, this is all, minus you've got to develop a very positive attitude. And you've got to learn to be patient. So yesterday, one thing our pastor said yesterday morning that really struck home, he had a pastor friend that he went to see in Oklahoma that passed away. But he got to see him before he passed away. And this guy had been a pastor for like 50 years. And he said, I asked him what he would do differently if he could go back and start over. He said, I would forgive quicker and love more. So I will tell you, in this business, it is really easy to get your feelings hurt, like super duper easy by your downline, your upline, by me, by anybody. Like we're in the people business. We're all trying to improve our lives. And we all have a desire for recognition and to be called on and to be edified. So really, it doesn't matter when I speak. I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings because I'll forget to edify somebody in a particular situation. So I try my best, but I will always let people down. But one thing that I do try to do is I've tried to live my whole life forgiving quick and loving everybody. I'm not great at it all the time, but I will tell you that that is probably one of the most powerful statements you could ever have. And it's the only statement that will ever allow you to build a big business here. Because if you start keeping score of people hurting your feelings or not doing things right or not showing up, it won't take you long in the people business to time out. Like you're done. We're all going to hurt each other. Like even Brent and I, we conflict. Like we're both hyper diaper competitive. We have to step back and then come back and we go again. And like it's very normal. Just understand that in the people business, you've got to be so forgiving, and so forgetful. Like don't remember things. Let it all go. And women, I'll say this, I made it this whole thing without making women mad today, but I'm going to do it anyway. One thing that women tell me all the time is this famous statement, but this is different. It may very well be, but if you harbor it, it's going to time you out at some point. So forgive it anyway, even though it's different.
Hey,
Men
Todd,
don't
the
pay
next
attention
training
as
that we
much.
do, sorry, this is Risha. My camera isn't working. Great, great, great training. So amazing. I learned so much. And thank you to Cindy as well. The next training, can you please include a 3-way phone call? Not everybody is able to get onto a Zoom
So
or a FaceTime.
next Monday, Risa, you're on here with me. You are a partner of mine. We're going to cover the 3-way call.
And I've
And-
got it written down, Todd.
And yeah, we already had that too. So this is going to be an every Monday call for the rest of the year in preparation for the explosion in January. We'll start focusing in as time goes along on Black Friday, on title advancing, and then everybody creates. But you got to be ready. Like this is your practice time because when January 1st hits, you're behind if you're not ready. And by the time May rolls around and you're ready, people get distracted and the whole year cycle starts over again. There's a 5-month run at the beginning of every year that is a wealth creator. And the bigger your network is when that day arrives, the faster you get to run when it arrives. But I will just tell you, everybody on planet Earth sets a goal right at the 1st of January for better health and better finances. And we solve both. And if you're ready and can present The door opening is just so much wider than it is any other time of the year. Any other questions or comments?
Hey, Todd, thanks. This is Laura. I was just wondering, and maybe you want to touch on it in another training, but when you guys, so those of us that have started with System of Growth and we're doing that mainly, I want to know if I get a businessman, what Cindy and you all are doing in terms of when they get you in front of people, you're doing the business presentation, but let's say that they just do a 4-pack, right? Or they're just doing a small pack and we've got to get them to ultimate now. So I'm assuming you guys are getting groups together, but when you're closing in these groups, right? How are you
So
closing?
Dr. Laura, here's the short answer. And by the way, Dr. Laura, you speaking up just reminded me, I forgot to call you back. I apologize. So if you'll just text me your day off this week, I will call you on the question you asked me last week. I was bogged down and I totally forgot until you just spoke. Sorry about that. But number two,
no problem. Yeah.
here's your short answer. And I know Cindy and Kim Gray do the same thing. For me, when I am presenting this in the United States to men, in Canada, it might be a little bit more noni heavy because noni's on the ground up there. I don't know because I don't do that up there every day. But in the United States, there are 3 products in my man presentation. That is MOA, Renew, and Skinny Drops. And when I get done presenting, I will offer them the 200-point pack. As a matter of fact, let me just share my screen so you can see this with your eyes. That way there's nobody that's not familiar with it won't be guessing what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I'm presenting to a man and you've told me we're presenting to this guy because he wants to make money, I'm going to tell him about MOA, Renew, and Drops in the presentation. Equally spent time on all 3, probably like 6 minutes of product knowledge on those 3 products. And here I'm going to say, if you just want to get started and try these 3 products yourself and get going, you can order these 3 products for $299 and 200 points. I'm going to put them on the MOA Renew. I don't always show the subscribe and save in a skinny drop conversion Zoom because sometimes that scares those women away that aren't serious yet. But in a business presentation, I will always show the subscribe and save because they can't make money without it. So I will put them on these 3 products, and then MOA Renew will be my auto ship 100% of the time. I have no variation there. And then I will show them, listen, and this is what I was saying when Cindy was getting ready to present. Since I'm in a business presentation, I can put a lot more emphasis on this. Listen, if you'll go ahead and come in at top pay and get an 888 pack, number one, that's enough for you and your spouse for 4 months if you don't sell any. But you can sell a few if you decide to. But I don't push that in a business presentation. But I'm going to say it's going to do a couple of things. Number one, it's going to double your upfront money for life to 30%. So when you sign up somebody and they start selling or buying, you're going to make 30% instead of 15. If they're a business guy or woman, you don't have to explain that. Who doesn't want double the money for the same effort? I'll say that it's double the money for the same effort. So you should do that or quickly upgrade to it. Plus it unlocks, I have another slide. I don't have it on this PowerPoint, but I have another slide that it really shows the power of matching check and that being unlocked for 3 generations if I'm in at top pay. And I'll put the emphasis on that. I will sometimes talk a little bit more money in the pay plan with them, for sure show matching check on this part of it. That is my emphasis totally. And I'm going to record one also this week of me doing it. Cindy's got one. And then Dr. Laura, I'm happy to hop on a couple of Zooms with you for business guys and do one for you too.
Okay, great. Thanks, Todd.
And
And
Kimberly
just let me know when
Brecka,
you're off this week and I'll call you back on your other questions. I apologize.
and Kimberly Brecka had her hand raised as well.
Our newest senior officer, Kimberly.
Yay! I was just going to go back to what you were talking about feelings, because you know and I know that 89% of the people on here are women and we have big feelings. I guess we're the only ones who worry about this stuff. Somebody says something to you and you mull it over and this is all in your mind. They've forgotten about it. They've moved on. So, it's just let it go. It's not important. Get back to the business of things. And that you're right, Todd, that's forgiveness. And it's also moving forward and growing. We got to grow in this business. in ourselves.
Yeah. It's what Kimberly just said is way better coming from Kimberly than me, because listen, it's hard for women to do that. It's hard. I've watched it for so long. Even the good ones sometimes let people get in their head. I'm like, why give them any space? Love them. And sometimes you have to love them from a distance. Like, I'm not saying you have to get along with everybody. But sometimes but you can't let them, because if you do, it will compound over time, because even us men will get like, I'm really good at it. And there's still sometimes where my feelings can get hurt. Like, like, so I know for somebody not good at it, it's really hard, but it's part of being in the people business. If you went and talked to any pastor on planet Earth and his wife, they will tell you that their church, they love it. They love ministering. But I'm telling you, every church is divided. There's all kind of different opinions, and they're all right in their own mind. And the pastor is always walking this tightrope of keeping what's called his elders, or whatever you call them in your particular church, happy. It's not just preaching every day. And it's going to be the same thing in building your business. It's not just presenting this business every day. It's learning to deal with all the different personalities and the different things that are coming at you all of the time. And the only way I can tell you is forgive sooner and love more, because it's not about being right. That's not what this discussion is. It's about, how do I survive the people business long term? Because the bigger your business gets, guess what? The more of those personalities are going to be in it. And it is easier dealing with personalities that don't gel as well with you in your organization than it is on your sideline. But I encourage you to do it on your sideline too. I do it all the time. There are always people that I enjoy working with more than others, that nobody knows but nobody will ever know which one you are. If I told you differently, I'd be lying. I'm human like everybody else. Like, I'm not superhuman. I'm telling you what I've trained my brain to do. I have trained my brain to forgive fast and love everybody. And I love doing that. It makes for a really happy day.
And Todd, we do have one more hand up with Christy Walsh.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to kind of close this out with everybody that Todd is right. When you learn how to present and you can jump on Zooms left, right, and center for your team, your business will start to explode. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it. You know the business. Have the confidence, jump on. Like, it changes your business. And don't wait for others to do it for you. Just take the bull by the horns and do it. Get out there. And when you start presenting 5 times a day, or for 5 people a day, that could be one Zoom for 5 people or 5 different Zooms, your business changes. And then you'll be able to do these presentations inside out, backwards, upside down, and blindfolded. I had a Zoom go out the other day where my slides were gone, and I finished the entire Zoom just from memory. And when you can do that and make that duplicatable for your team, like, it'll just explode.
And you're listening to a lady that was cleaning houses 18 months ago that bought a box of drops from a post.
Yeah.
And really had never presented before in our industry. And she really only had 2 chances. She had a trip that Ashley came up there and spent a week presenting. And then I came for a week. And so she probably had like 10 presentations she was a part of. And she just took exactly what we were doing and made it her own and started doing it every day. And how long did it take you to get comfortable? Like, what did it feel like that first time? I'm sure you
Well,
felt.
the first Zoom, you were kind of like, okay, we're doing it this night. And you and I presented. And then I was really nervous. But I had been on enough Zooms with you that I just kind of said what you were saying for each slide, made it my own. And then it was probably maybe the 3rd Zoom I did on my own. I was like, okay, I got this. It's okay. People don't want perfect. They want to know that they can do it. Right? You don't want to be some little robot just going through the motions. You want to add your spiel on it. You want to have your passion and speak from the heart. And then it's not nerve-wracking anymore. I don't get nervous at all. If somebody needs a Zoom, I'm like, okay, let's do it right now. Let's jump on and do it.
Hey, it's Sarah, if you don't mind, on the notes for next Monday, put down how to do perfect testimonials too, short and long. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but one thing Christy mastered is that when she goes into these group meetings now, she's putting people's pictures on the PowerPoint. The danger of that, however, is that if people aren't coached a bit and they start getting long, the next person will be longer, the next person will be longer, and all of a sudden you got an hour and a half long PowerPoint, everybody's falling asleep. It's a real danger. So like visualize this. If you want to get good at this, when I walk into a big room, it's a production in my mind. So I'm talking to people individually. I'm gathering pictures. I'm telling them what to do because I've got this whole presentation laid out in my head before it even starts, both physically, financially. I'm engaged with everybody. I know most of their testimonials, and I'm telling them and I will generally say 10 seconds because that means it's going to be 20. But I'll just use Risha as an example. It was okay because it was a super Saturday, but I did a presentation for Risha on Vancouver Island, and literally every testimonial was a minute to 5 minutes. So our presentation lasted 2.5 hours. It didn't matter because it was a training. The testimonials were super powerful. But if I didn't go coach those people and we tried to go in there and do a Tuesday night meeting, it would be a disaster. We would never get to the close and sign anybody up. So I had like the next training with that group be, hey, okay, we did the long ones on a Saturday training. Now we're going to try to cut everybody's back to 10 seconds. We don't care about all the other stuff. I started the drops and this happened. I don't need all the things that occurred the first 20 years before you got to the drops or what your doctors told you 49 times. Just I started, my blood numbers did this, my weight did this, I feel like this, and it is freaking amazing. That is actually more powerful than any 20-minute presentation, any 20-minute testimony you've got. And we'll work on that along with the three-way call. And we're going to practice a lot of three-way calls next week. We might even try to do a couple live here where we reach out and try to do a three-way with somebody to convert. We'll maybe try to get some lined up we could put on here.
Hey, Todd, this is Juan in Memphis.
Hey, Juan.
I just wanted to let you know, man, this was great, and I appreciate you inviting me to it. I also wanted to let you know that Brian came over to my house yesterday, and he's getting me up to speed, and I'm really, really excited about closing out this last quarter and really going into the first quarter mid-stride, baby.
Awesome. So, Cindy, there's your fellow real estate agent that's about to go full-time in network marketing.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, we are a little over time, so we'll let everybody get on with their day. Next week, we will try to keep it an hour or less, but I love everybody adding in. Christy, everybody, Dr. Laura, thank y'all all for chiming in. Sheila, everybody. And Christy, yours was so perfect chiming in because I've watched you grow so much dealing with people and presenting. You're just a phenom. Like I'm just sit back in total amazement with my mouth open watching you. And the sky is the limit for you.
Thank you so much, Todd.
All right, everybody have a great one. Sarah, I'll get this up as quick as she can.
Yes, everyone have a great Monday.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Sarah, so much.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
By the way, I am doing a 12 noon Central Time, 15-minute Zoom for 3 women. So if anybody wants to come in there, and don't come in and speak if you're not one of their guests, because we're going to try to keep this at 10 or 12 minutes. But if you do want to come in and watch one at noon Central, us do just a regular schedule. We do this every Monday with these 3 women, but you're welcome to come in and watch that on this link. Okay.
Todd, it's at the same Zoom number as right now we're on?
Yeah, same one. It'll be for Tracy, Samantha, and Shannon, except I think Samantha's flying today. So it'll just be, it's Canada, US combined, and it's just a drop talk, and it will just be like 12 or 15 minutes with 2 testimonies.
That's perfect. And that's noon Central Time? That's
noon Central Time, and we'll start right on time. Okay.
Alrighty, bye.
Thank you so much, Todd.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much, Todd.
Thank you.
See everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.